Hi guys, welcome to Creativebugging Daily Challenge. My name is Nancy. I'm here with Heidi and Lucy. We are the Crafty Chatters, and in this series we are participating in some different classes on Creativebug. It is a service that the library provides that offers free arts and crafts classes and a lot of other different mediums to teach you all different types of creating things. So the challenge that we're working on right now is 30 coloring pages with Courtney Cerruti,
Lisa Congdon, and Pam Garrison.
Thank you. And it's a 4-part series. So we are going to be talking about parts 1 and 2. And part 1 was with colored pencils, and part 2 was with markers and special effects pens. We're just kind of give you our feelings and kind of how it's going, because I've got some feels about the materials.
Okay, well, why don't we start off with our feels about colored pencils? And I think we're all maybe using somewhat different ones. I know Lucy and I have a same Prismacolor set, but I wasn't sure what you were using it, because I went and...
Oh, I'm using Prismacolor too.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it might be the same one, because you said you had a 72 color set, and I initially had one that was like 12 colors, Crayola, and I was like, it's not enough colors.
No, it's not enough colors. I'm color obsessed. So that was, I splurged on the 72 color set last Christmas for my partner and I, because we were doing a lot of coloring at that point. And for some reason, I remember loving those. Prismacolor colored pencils, for folks that aren't familiar, are more artist grade colored pencils. They're very creamy, they're very smooth, they are a pleasure to color with. I didn't like doing it in such small spaces. So like when I'm coloring, I like larger spaces and not as much detail. So sheets like this in that packet, this would drive me crazy. It's too small.
I can turn it this way so I didn't finish it, but I really had fun. I love it.
That's so pretty.
I gave up on that one.
Yeah, that was the first one I did, was this one, because it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I think we all...
That was the one in the video that she talks about. But that one was really fun because it was, like I said, more open spaces. It was a lot less detail work. And then the only other one in that set that I really liked was the forest scene.
Oh, I did that one.
Yeah, I did that one too.
Yours is so much bright. Like, yours is daytime. I did like this. I don't know.
Oh, I like it.
I love how it went with the squirrels. I love our squirrels.
I love the squirrel. I did more fall colors because I was feeling when I started, this was the first couple days when it started actually feeling like fall here in Michigan. So I was really excited about that, and I was like all about the fall colors. So those two I really liked, but I started to hit a point with this one where I was getting really frustrated with how tiny the spaces were and how often I would have to sharpen my pencils to get into those smaller spaces. So I started getting really frustrated with that and didn't do very many other of the pages in that section because of it.
I went back in, I finished some of this with like gel pens and stuff, because I was just...
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I ended up sort of mixing them.
And you started off using just like, you had like tiny, you said golf pencil type?
Yeah, I did this whole thing with Crayola, like a 64 set of Crayola colored pencils, but they're the size of golf pencils.
Oh my God.
I got them for one of my kids for, I don't know, and but I like the way it came out.
I do too.
That's really pretty.
I had to sharpen them until I couldn't sharpen them anymore because they wouldn't fit in the sharpener.
That was I got my partner involved, and he started this one.
Yeah.
And I like his colors. But I thought that was really fun. And his colors all came out really vibrant. One of the things that was really fun for the colored pencils was how hard you press and how much color comes off the pencil and onto the paper. We've talked about in the past, Linda Berry's book Syllabus, where she, for her creativity classes, has folks color as hard as they can with crayons to like try to completely cover the paper with crayon. And at a certain point, that was kind of what I was doing with the colored pencil, and I was feeling some of the same frustration of like, this takes forever to get that much material onto the paper. The same thing she talks about like with the Crayola crayons. So I was going to try one of these with crayons. The day that I was going to do it, I started it and was just like, won't do, not liking this at all. It was very like nails on a chalkboard for me, but the colors are so pretty.
I enjoyed the blending with pencils.
Yeah, I like the blending a lot.
But it took a long time. So I was such a relief to move into week 2, and it's like, markers, okay, this will go quicker, sort of. But then I did a lot of blending with markers too, because I don't know.
I didn't do any blending with the markers because my markers were really wet, but I was having a lot of fun, and I sent Heidi, I sent you some pictures, but like the leaves that I did, I was having a lot of fun blending the colors for the leaves to like make them kind of glow. This one with the orange and green.
Yeah, that looks
one of my favorites.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Because I love fall. I love the changing colors and stuff. So that was like, I'm just so geeked about that. Those turned out really, really great. Everything else, not so much. Just the fall leaves. I like those the best. So.
Yeah, I like the blending a lot, and then putting in blending with pencil and then going back with a white like paint pen or gel pen on top of it to make it like look more three-dimensional. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fun to put some of the use some of the techniques that we did in watercolor brush lettering for the embellishments, to use those on the drawings to actually give a lot more dimension to things. Was really fun, and I did a little bit of that. I did it more, I think, with the markers than I did with the colored pencils, because I wasn't sure how much the pens would stick to the wax of the colored pencils.
Yeah.
I didn't try it because I wasn't sure it was going to work.
Yeah, I have some that did. I can share photos too in a minute because like I have details. But.
Awesome.
And so then what kind of, like, so I was using the Tombow brush pens that I bought for the previous challenge that we didn't use. The ones that, you know, they're just not the hard brush pen, but like the more brush pen pen.
Yeah.
So I had those. I also have an old set that is Marvy La Plume, I think it's called here.
Oh yeah.
I love that company.
They're really nice, but a lot of them, they're kind of old now, and they're so dark. It was kind of like I couldn't control, I don't know, I just felt like a lot of my markers were dark. But the thing I like about these is like the tip, you know, it's much more, it's as opposed to the tip on the Tombow is like this, you know, this fat marker.
I don't know where we got these markers from. I think these might have come as a Christmas present from my in-laws, but it's just like a set of 36 markers that are they're brush on one end, and then they're that same as the Marvy ones, the fine tip, like ultra fine Sharpie marker Staedtler tip thing. And then I have a set of Crayola watercolor brush.
They're not the same. Sorry.
Not the same, but they're out in the living room right now. But
I have these fine line markers I found that I apparently bought once when I thought I was going to get into coloring. I was going on a family vacation, so yeah.
That's the set of 12 Crayola fine liners that I bought a while ago. For some reason, like, we're flooding the paper with ink or with like pigment or whatever they use. So it's just like these gigantic puddles of color on the page, and it was like bleeding everywhere. So I had to stop using those. And they weren't even the big tip ones. They were the really tiny ones. Yeah. I was like, what did I do to these markers to make these just like flood the page? But
looks like
I had a ton of fun with the markers.
Looks like Lucy's got some.
Oh yeah, I did that one in markers. Actually, I did that one with those big, like the paint the watercolor markers we got.
Oh yeah.
Eco line,
Yeah.
like these kind.
And then you can't, but
Ooh.
I was having the same problem with those kind of flooding it, but then I just started to have a lot of fun and like pretend
That's
I'm
really cool.
painting.
That turned
There's
out
glitter
good.
on this one too.
Yeah, that was, I used the glitter in my gel pens on this one.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I took detail pictures of this one. But I used regular gel pens, glitter pens, and some of the opaque fluorescent ones that I have. But the glitter doesn't come through as well on this as it does in my planner, which I was a little confused about.
I mean,
But
like the glitter pen,
yeah,
not glitter glue. We can talk about
not glitter glue. No. The like I have the Jelly Roll Sakuras, and then that one fell on the floor, so I'm not going to use that one. It is called a hybrid dual metallic, and it's a 1 millimeter gel pen. So it's just like a normal gel pen, but it's an ink that's got like like a bunch of glitter in it.
Yeah, I can't seem to find where I used
I have some of these guys.
Yeah.
They're just jelly roll, but they're with glitter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I have those. These ones are same company, but slightly different. I think these ones are like.
And I went back with the Crayola, like.
Yeah.
Because I have some of the Jelly Roll gold, like I did on that roof there.
Oh, wow, cool.
But then, yeah, like I loved the glitter glue, like adding it into these little.
Yeah, I like doing the glitter glue a lot. That's really fun.
Yeah.
But can I talk about my journey to find glitter glue just briefly here? That was kind of fascinating because I went to Michael's to buy some glitter glue, thinking it shouldn't have to cost a lot. I mean, I'm sure there's fancy ones because Courtney mentions Martha Stewart has a line, like pastels. Well, they didn't have that stuff, but so first when you first enter the store, it's like scrapbooking area. They have glitter glue. So like they had it was like 3 tubes. I can only choose 3 colors in a pack, and it was like $6 or $7. I'm like, okay, I don't need a lot of different colors. This is just for a thing. I don't, so. I made my peace with it. I was shopping for some other stuff. I can't remember what section I was in. And then I found another set of glitter glue. And it was like a little bit less expensive, 4 bottles in a thing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to switch it out and get these. Go further into the store, into like kids' crafts areas where there's crayons and stuff. Then I finally find glitter glue for $1.99. And I got like 6 colors.
Yeah, I have so many of those guys.
And I was just like, this is what I needed. And it works great. So I don't know if there's like a quality difference, but I'm like, this stuff seemed to work just fine. So
I actually went and bought, because for section 3 we need watercolor pencils, so I went to Michael's looking for watercolor pencils, and I was gonna just get the Crayola ones, and then it was like a 14 or 18 color set, and then I went over to like the artist stuff, and Michael's had their brand Artist Loft, a 24 set for $2 cheaper. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get these and see how this. So like then I'm using them, and I'm like, well, now I wonder what the Crayola ones are like. Like I want to try those ones too. That's just kind of like, I don't know. It's my thing with pencils, but yeah. I'm gonna have to go get some of the glitter, because the only glitter that I have is iridescent white glitter. I don't know why, but I have 6 tubes of it.
Okay.
No idea why. Just apparently really liked it and bought just a ton of it over the course of time. And I didn't end up using it for this, which I will probably go back and do later, because I love glitter and that.
And the neon. Did you play with a lot? I love how Courtney's is like, she's so passionate for neon.
That was actually, I watched that video twice because I was so happy with her neon colors. But I was like, this is my life. I like neons too, but mine was all more neon pink because I have a lot of neon pink stuff. So
yeah,
that was more fun for me.
Yeah, I used some highlighters even in there, I think. I don't know.
I was actually gonna do one of the sheets with these zebra midi liners, these pastel highlighters. I have a whole set of 24 of these. So I was going to try doing a coloring sheet in those pastel colors and see what that looked like, because they're double-ended. One's a bullet point and the other is a chisel tip, like a normal highlighter. So I was going to see how those went. But this was the only other marker one that I got to.
Yeah, nice.
That one, and I really liked
clouds.
Yeah, my peacock clouds. I thought they were very pretty. But I love
this one really quick because we were going to use this for the Worldwide Knit in Public Day, or we did coloring pages. So I was just like, I had so much fun making all these pretty. It has some like metallic.
Is that with markers?
Yeah, with markers. So
I did that one with colored pencils, but I like the way you did it much better.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I love your variegated yarn. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I wish I would have finished it.
Really pretty.
You can.
So it's an interesting program because it's not like, oh, you just think coloring, but it's like there's so much to it to play with depth of color, with the varying pressure, adding shadows. That was something I hadn't.
Yeah, that was fun.
Good. Can I share some photo? Can I?
Oh yes.
Yes, I have some like details that showed how she had us do that. If you can, I do it or do it? You did you? Oh, you did it.
You should be able to
add her.
Wait. So, well, that's glitter right there. But I had one up here that had really great shadows. Well, there you can see when she went in with the pen, like under the letters there, the pink shadows. But the one, here. So these berries here, like I used pencil and then I went in with a white gel pen and then I did that shadow underneath. And I just love the way that shadow works.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, but that's amazing to me how that, I just liked how that one little thing of just adding a tiny little like line underneath.
That was with the markers. With the markers, I was having a lot of fun just slamming color onto the page and being really messy about it. And the shadows, oddly enough, were one of the things that were the most fun. Like I'm looking at the garden one, and I used like a really, really pale pink for my shadows. So they don't really come through on this camera. You can't see them. Well, you can kind of see them. But like the detail shots that I sent Heidi, you can see them a lot better. And that was really fun. And I did really like how that turned out. It added a lot to
I agree.
the coloring page, I felt.
So
that was really cool.
So overall experience thus far, I would say is pretty good. And
I think it's been very enjoyable. I mean, there's something in the exercise too of like, it's very meditative. That's why people do it. So to make yourself like sit down and do it, it's I think it's good. It's good to carve out some time that way and do that. So.
Yeah. I find that very zen to just not necessarily, like I said, not necessarily the detail stuff, but just the act of coloring itself and just getting, pen or marker to page, I find very soothing. So I have a large collection of coloring books and a lot of different supplies for that. And it's just not something that I've picked up in a while. It's usually more of a wintertime thing for me when I'm inside a lot more, as I'll do more coloring. But no, I am really, really enjoying this.
I think it's, the whole idea of just allowing, because when I have my free time, I think, oh, I should work on all those projects that I have. Those 3 knitting and that 2 crochet and the paint. It's like, but no, just take this time and do this. And it's like, you really can just like match your breathing and just chill out. And I, in fact, it's funny, you're talking about a winter time activity. I actually, got on my bike, packed up my bag with all my stuff and like rode to the park one day. I could have sat in my backyard, but I was like, no, I should really like make an effort to like get out of my space.
That's great.
And I sat and
That's awesome.
So
that I'm gonna have to do that. That sounds really nice.
Yeah. It's funny though, now that I'm thinking about we're talking about it being zen, I do realize the way I attacked it in the beginning was like, I need to finish this right now. And like my pressure with like I have a callus on my finger because it was just,
oh no.
But that's just the way, like that's me knitting. It's very tight, so it took me a while to be like, wait a minute. You're supposed to relax, not.
Well, and also coming off of like some of the other daily challenges, where it's like you're doing a thing a day, you got to accomplish this task.
Right.
It's like I was like, wait, I don't have to get through all these pages. I can choose a few, especially because the colored pencil ones take so much time. It was like I would work on it for maybe a couple days, And I really appreciate the pages that they provide in the program. A lot of them are great. Some of them I don't really care for, but I'm inspired to go look for. There's a lot of free coloring pages out there, like via Pinterest or whatever, or just even really cool coloring books to buy. So it's like,
Yeah, that I didn't feel any pressure with this to finish all the coloring sheets every week, because she gives you 7 or 8 coloring sheets a week, and it's like you have the option of doing one every day. But I didn't feel, because there were maybe like a quarter of the sheets that are provided I really kind of immediately gravitated towards, because like the coloring sheets that I finish or the books that I finish are designs that catch my eye and I gravitate towards, of like I have an immediate idea for this, of like how I want it to turn out. If I don't immediately have an idea for like what I want it to look like, I'll move on to something else, because I want to have that like connection with the design. But I did push myself to work on designs that I didn't really like, especially like the garden one. And it was fun to actually push myself outside of my comfort zone a little bit and do a design or do something that I didn't really have a plan for, and just kind of let it evolve. And like you guys said, I loved doing it over a couple days, especially with the colored pencils, of having that time to, you know, get lost in it. Because I would, you know, sit down and realize 3 hours later, oh my God, I've been coloring for 3 hours. You know, I should probably like get up and move around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't normally do that with coloring, where I get lost in it. So that was very fun that I did.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that kind of wraps up our first couple of weeks, our halfway point with this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty relaxed. It's nice.
Yeah. Looking forward is going to be more watercolor pencils and watercolor for the last 2 weeks. So I'm kind of excited about that, because I've been looking for an excuse to break my watercolors out again.
Yeah.
But we will be back in a couple weeks to talk to you guys about, do our final wrap-up video of all of our feelings, show you some of our finished pieces in roundabouts 2 weeks. We'll kind of see how that pans out. But until we see you guys next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and don't forget to love each other. Bye.
Bye.